It is October 14th, and we are getting our first snow of the season. This is probably the earliest that I can ever remember. And so I thought I would make a vlog about how the chickens are faring and the pigs in the snow. I haven't really done a video on my laying hens, so I thought we could talk about it. That's their little shed in the background, and I'm in the garden, so I can show you how the garden is faring in the snow. So I got 2 chickens to come out of the coop and eat these scraps. Otherwise, the other one stayed inside. But this, the chain link is kind of shaped into a teepee all around the garden. And really, we ran their run, the chicken run, all around the garden so they would eat any of the insects that would attack my garden. And then their run goes behind their coop and then comes out the other side. And you can kind of see it goes, like it's supposed to meet at that gate, but we haven't really made it there yet. Really, we put up those pallets to keep deer from just walking into the garden. But you can kind of see behind us, behind the coop, they have this run. And so these open areas, I've had owls and things at night. If they don't get penned up, an owl has swooped down and gotten one before. They need to be, so as soon as it gets dusk, they'll go into their coop, which I'll show you. Yep, they'll go into their little coop. It's a big little building. We have our supplies on this side, and then the coop over here, and then the chain link keeps them kind of contained on that one side. We have 10 chickens total. We had 5, I call them 5 of the old ladies. The old ladies are the ones that are up on top here. Someone on Facebook was trying to get rid of them, and so we said, yeah, we'll take them. And it's worked out great, except they're old, and so they quit laying probably in August. Everything kind of went on a downhill for the old ladies. They kind of maybe laid, once a week, if that. So our chickens are doing pretty well. I mean, they're pecking and scratching right now. For them to lay, we have a bucket. We don't have the laying boxes yet. At night when they're come inside, basically we make sure all 10 of them are in, and then their little door to go out is hooked up to a garage door opener. So we just come over here, press the button, yep. And so every morning we come in, we let them out, and they can decide in this weather whether they want to be out in it or not. And my young ladies will go out after a bit, but not usually the heavies. The old ladies just want to stay in. Look at them. They just want to be inside. So today if a good day, we'll probably get 4 eggs out of them. Since it got cold and since it's snowing and things and the days got shorter, they'll go through a molt stage. And the molt stage, molting for a bird, is when they get rid of their feathers. And so when they get rid of their feathers, their energy goes to making new feathers and not making an egg. And so if you wait them out, you can trick them by leaving the light on. So I could turn a light on them and let them think that the days are longer, and they'll keep laying. But there's 10 of them. We weren't that hard up for eggs, so I figured just let them go through a molt stage. They'll be fine. And they did. They came out of it. My kids like to do chores because they like to press the button. My father-in-law is the one that came up with the garage door opener, and he actually built this whole shed. And then we put it on a trailer and brought it down to our house. So, and my kids love this because, they like to decorate the coop. With the bedding, my father-in-law has collected wood shavings that are untreated wood shavings, and then we just kind of are letting it pile. With the cold weather, I like it to get thick, And so we let it just pile up, the litter, and let them, and put new on top. I did, before it got really cold, I did want to clean it all out and then put new on. But since it's so cold, they really need a thick layer. And we keep the door closed on them, so it's not such a big deal. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the kitchen scraps. These are our kitchen chickens. So we feed them whatever my kids don't eat, whatever produce scraps I have, bread, anything the kids don't eat, they peck at and eat. I think it's the ultimate system. They peck and eat what our waste, and then they give us eggs for the kitchen. It's a good deal for our kitchen chickens. When a chicken lays an egg, it puts a coating on the egg called a bloom. The bloom protects it from contamination. Contamination being salmonella, other bacteria, that kind of thing. In the United States, because most of our egg production is done in hundreds of thousands or billions of birds all in one building, the eggs roll away from the cage, they're collected, and then they are washed with soap. Well, they're given a wash with hot water. A hot water spray goes over them. Then a detergent goes over them. Then a chemical sanitizer goes over them. When that happens, the bloom that came from the chicken, from the laying hen, comes off of it. And then that egg becomes very susceptible to whatever is in the air, whatever, if fingers touched the egg, it's vulnerable. So in the United States, we refrigerate our eggs. In the European Union, there is no need to refrigerate eggs because they don't wash them. There is no washing that happens in Europe with those eggs. It goes from the chicken and it goes in a pack on the shelf in the grocery store. And then they're just picked off the shelf. They are not refrigerated at all. So I think, I feel pretty good about our eggs. We take them from their little bucket in the coop. I take them in the house. I do wash them under water, but nothing else. And then they go in the fridge. I'm not quite accepting of the practice that I'm just going to leave them out. That's a little too much for me. So for now, we'll just keep doing what we're doing and see how this works. I also read that in the United Kingdom, they vaccinate their laying hens for salmonella because there is a chance that the bacteria can get in the chicken's reproductive tract and it can be in the egg before before that shell is even formed. So I think it's very interesting to see how different practices are done. Aside, as you can see, so they've been pecking around at these scraps, but also we give them a laying hen mixture and we do slop it. When I say slop it, we add water to it to keep it. They were wasting a lot when it was dusty in the summer and it just went a lot further, and we kind of let it ferment a little. So the night before, we'll add water to it and then let it get nice and sour smelling, and then we'll go ahead and give it to them the next morning. And we do put it outside. When it gets colder, it's probably going to have to go inside. As you can see, the old ladies are not coming out. Those old ladies are still in the coop, and I'm assuming as soon as it started raining this morning, they weren't coming out. So you can kind of see it's coming down nicely. We have a nice coating on our vehicles over there. So we'll see how this goes.